Are you ready to fly? Our objective is to get you paid and promoted. We're going to go through a very short video on how to help you do that. So let's get started. Overall, in our business, in order to build a successful Legal Shield sales and marketing company, you're going to use the product. Use the product so you become a believer in it. You own it. You know that it's good no matter what anybody else says. You have used it. You've gotten your will done. You've called the attorneys for a question. You have used the product. After you realize the value, realize how many people would want the value you just received for yourself, you're going to want to share it. It's kind of like going to a good movie. You come out and you want to share it with people. This is the best movie, or a great restaurant that just opened. You go, you had the best meal, you want to come out and say, oh my gosh, have you gone to this restaurant? It's so fantastic. Maybe when the first Apple phone came out and you were using it, it was so helpful and so amazing for you to do things from that, what was the one before, that complicated phone that you had I forget what it's called, but you had to push all the buttons, and then now you can touch it, and it was so simple. You were showing it off. You were sharing it with everybody. Look at this new phone. Look what it does. That's what sharing's all about. So then you coach people to do the same thing, how to use the product and how to share the product, and that duplicates your team. But today we want to work on one thing, because it's your first 2 weeks in the business. So the first 2 weeks in your business, you're not really coaching a team. You're not duplicating yourself. You are learning to share. You're learning to share from your heart what you know and why you are passionate about being part of this business. So we're going to work on that area, the sharing part. There are really 4 steps now for you to get Fast Start qualified in 14 days. Yes, 14 days. Yes, it's possible. So why not? Anybody can do anything for 14 days, and it's going to start with you. Whatever you do in your first 14 days, other people are going to say, well, what did you do your first 14 days? And you're going to be able to say to them, I did this program, and it worked for me. So you need to be really committed to what you're going to learn today in these 4 steps. Very simple. Step 1, what do you need to do? Create your list. How? Use the Top Star Prospecting document, which is attached next to this video. Why? Because when you do that, you increase your chance of success, because you prioritize and share with those who most need it. You have 10 factors on the Top Star Prospecting. Once you check each name that you know, people that you know and care about, and are they an entrepreneur? Do they own a house? Do they have teenage drivers? You're going to check all those Top Star prospecting identifiers. And when they have a 10, that means you have the highest probability of success with that particular presentation. That means they are probably looking for you to come to them to share this product that you have. We have found that anyone with a 10, if they meet all 10 qualities on the top prospecting, the likelihood that they're going to be so thankful that you have shared this service with them, then you get a sale, they get protected, and everyone wins. So that's why you create your list. That's why you use the top prospecting document. Now, the second step is to share. Share with the 10s, the ones in the top prospecting that had 10 checks, then the 9s, then the 8s. So you prioritize. You do a minimum of 1 presentation per day with the people you care about. How do you do that? You can do that many different ways. You can share by using a consumer folder presentation. You can share by taking them to a website, Today's Best Career, the Legal Shield websites. You can take them to a Legal Shield event. You can have a private business reception, a PBR in your home. You can go to someone's home, put in a DVD, sit next to them, have them watch the DVD. You can go to someone's home or meet with them at Starbucks, go through the magazine and all the stories that are in the magazine, the Success at Home magazine that shows success after success after success and lifestyle and the product and the people that love the service. You can send them a website link. You can send them a text. You can invite them to a conference call. How you do it is really up to you. The question is, you need to share so they fully understand our service, fully understand who we are and what your mission is in order for them to make a decision that's right for them. So we really don't want to hide behind technology. Yes, you can use it, but going person to person with the people you care about, going out and seeing them in your first 14 days, a minimum of 1 a day, and anybody can do that, part-time or full-time. So you can go out after work and stop over at someone's home, meet up with someone for breakfast, meet up with someone for lunch in your busy day. So just go about and say, I care about you. I want you to see what I came across. This can save you a lot of money. This can give you peace and protection and help you to live life worry-free. Will you give me 15 minutes? I want your help. I want you to see what I'm doing. So you just simply share from your heart. When you know about a service that can help others, it's no longer an opportunity to share, but a responsibility to share. You know something. You have come across a product, a service that can make a difference for you. This is now your turn to share it with others. And some people will go, thank you, oh my gosh. We have people in tears that have looked for something to help them with their situation, something to protect them from the stress that they're going through. So this is you. You get to be that person. You get to share. You get to let them know. Whether they say yes or no isn't what is so important, that they KNOW. They know this service exists. They know about it. And then once they know about it, they can say, wow, this is what I've been looking for, or they might know other people. So first, you make a list. Second step, you share. Third step, you ask for help. How do you do that? We use the R3 program, which is the referrals to the power of 3. You have simply used the product, you've shared it with people you care about. Now, who do they know that would benefit? After the presentation, after they learn about the value, after they watch the video maybe about Legal Shield video or how the membership works, if that's what works, if that's more comfortable for you to share using a video that really explains it because you're not confident enough, that's okay, as long as they see the full value of what our product can do for their family. Once they see that and they understand with the consumer folder and all the things you get for such a low monthly cost, invest in this service and protect your family. Who else do you know, just like you, Mr. Prospect, that would benefit? Who do you know anyone that needs extra money? Now, when you ask that question, the referrals number 2 question, who do you know? You can make $500 to $1,000. We have a program. If you help protect 5 families a day, they can get a brand new car after 12 months. Do you know anybody who would be interested in it? They might say, me. Are you kidding me? This great service I can be a part of? They may say themselves, that's awesome. So you now have protected a family, and you also have possibly had someone come into your business. So the second question, who needs extra money, that can turn over to your customer that you're sharing with, the person you care about, maybe say, hey, I didn't know that I could do this with you. I would love to do this with you. I know so many people. So as you're asking these questions, it's leading you to the expansion, the ability to bring them into helping you go to the marketplace and make a difference. So the third question, who cares about their employees? They may know really good company owners. They may know some companies. You don't have to know about how to do all that. The person that got you started will know somebody that can help that company and their employees, and when that happens, you are going to get a lot of extra sales with just making that introduction. So that you really want to ask these 3 referral questions to everyone that you present to. It's very normal. It's very much part of how people help people. And why do you ask for help? Because it's how people help people. Be sincere and humble. Share your passion and the mission that you're on to make a difference. Then ask for their help. And the purpose of our business is to create customers. A customer that creates customers. That means that customer is so excited about the service that they want to go out and create more customers through the referrals to you, or by becoming an associate themselves and going out to the people that they know about. Either way, we're going to touch the people they know about, either through referrals and you go talk to them, or they say, let me become an associate and I'll go talk to them. So either way, we are going to protect those families and the people that they care about as well. When those that you share with will either become a customer or an associate, or both, or refer you to a new customer, or they may also become an associate as well. So you get, you protect the family, and you get referrals to other customers, or you protect a family, they become an associate, and they help go to the marketplace to the people that they know. So that's step 3, ask for help. So you make your list, you go out and share from your heart, you ask for help using the R3 program, and then you commit. Step 4, you simply commit. How? Create a why that is so big it motivates you to do whatever it takes for 14 days. Do whatever it takes for 14 days. This was the most important thing that was taught to my husband and I when we started our business, and we've done very well in our business. We've reached the top of the company, but it all started with what I'm teaching you today. Whatever it takes for 14 days. That means go out and talk to everyone you know and care about as quickly as possible. We say a minimum 1 a day. Yes, you can talk to 2, 3, 4, and even 5. I talked to way more than that because I was passionate and I wanted to go off on a fast start. So why? Because when you commit, because if you want success, then you must set a 14-day example that others can follow. Leadership starts with the word lead. So when we were taught that what we do in our first 14 days, our launch, we just signed up. Now it's our first 14 days. Whatever I do in my first 14 days is what I'm going to teach someone that gets started on my team. They're going to say, what do you do? I'm going to say, this is what I did. And if I set the right pattern, if I do what it takes, then they're going to go, oh my gosh, and I did it, and I can look them in the face, and I said, you can too, because I did and you can. And this is the way to start your business on a successful launch. And you will fast start qualified, you will touch a lot of people, you will make a lot of big difference, make a lot of sales, get a huge return on your investment, and you will set the most important thing, an example for how everyone else is going to start their business. You can't teach what you don't know, and you can't lead where you won't go. A success tip here is to read chapter 3 of the Success Habits Workbook. That teaches you completely about how to make a 21-day habit, which is really what we're doing. We're learning how to do things that we may not do in our job. Maybe we don't have expectations, daily expectations or daily goals, but you want to have a different life. You want to build a different lifestyle. You want to build a dream lifestyle where you can have maybe that car, the extra income, or that private school for your kids. It takes commitment. That means doing whatever it takes. Yes, this might be uncomfortable for you, but that's okay. You can do it because you care. You care about the people out there. So step 4 is commit. This is kind of what it looks like. 1 presentation a day for 14 days. So you share with 14 people. Here's your first 2 weeks. That's just simply 1 presentation a day. All right, 50% say yes. That's 7 sales. You're fast start qualified. You just made $700. You have tons of referrals, and the exciting part is some of those referrals, some of those presentations may become associates. So let's say out of all your presentations, all these numbers here, the 7, these are the ones that said, yes, I want the service. Thank you so much. We have been looking for this. I could have used this 2 months ago, a year ago. You have no idea how thankful I am. But 2 of the 7 people that get the service say, I also want to go to the marketplace with you. I want to make a difference. I want to be on this team. I want to be part of this mission. And they become associates. Now the 2 in green, those are your new associates. All right, so now week 3, you're already fast start qualified. You're way past that. Now you're going to help your new team members get fast start qualified. So it looks like this. So you have your 7 sales done. Now you're helping your 2 team members go through their 14-day program so that they can get their 14 sales. So that's 7 plus 14, that's 21. You keep sharing 4 more sales and you're director 25. Simply by 1 simple presentation a day. And again, you can do 2 a day, you can do 3 a day, you can do whatever you want to reach the top as quickly as possible. Our goal is that you get paid and promoted to the top pay level as quickly as possible. So that's what it looks like. Fast start qualified in 14 days, create your list, share with your top prospects, ask for help, get referrals, and commit to the program for 21 days. Are you ready to reach the winner circle? Are you ready to fast start qualified? Okay, John, Brielle, let's open it up for questions, remarks, and are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me all right?
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, well, fantastic. Again, great job. Short and sweet, but right to the point. And that's what it's all about, helping people get paid and promoted, getting off to a fast start. And I think the most important thing is what Darcy talked about is what you do in the beginning is what others are going to do. And like Darcy said, when we first got started, we looked at our sponsor and we said, well, how did you get started? She said, here's how I got started. We said, we want to do that. What did you do? She goes, here's what I did in my first, like Darcy talked about 14 days. We carried that out to 90 days. But here's what she says, here's what I did. We did that. And it's just, it's just phenomenal. But it's up to you. It's up to you to really take the ball, really run with it. And do this if you have a question, an aha moment, anything that you'd like to share in respect to what just took place on the webinar, please raise your hand. We'll go out and call to you. I know Bob's out there. Bob, any quick comments while some folks are getting their hands raised?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, congratulations for everybody joining us live, as well as the 24/7 playback over at ShieldNation.com. And I love it. I love it here because it's all about the there's an expression here, new blood is the lifeblood, especially in your Legal Shield business. And so here we are. I'll give you an example. Mike Wilson and I sat down with a really sharp young man. His name is Omar. And, we did the consumer folder presentation with him, just, pretty much out of his seat with excitement. He just could not believe, something like this was out there. And so he's coming on board. And so one of the questions we asked this young man was, what's your why? If we could show you how to get the money game out of the way, you had $10,000, $15,000 a month coming in, what would you be doing with your life? And without missing a beat, Mr. Hoffman, Omar's like, London. Gosh, I wanted to get over there this summer. It didn't happen. I didn't have the money, but that's his why. London. So we're going to stay, Mike and I, we're going to stay right on there with this young man to show him, let's go out there, let's put together your list, let's start asking people for help, you use third-party tools. We're going to probably use the CD, the Get Paid Daily, CD, DVD. It just could be. And our goal is to show them how to get to London. It's probably a $3,000 vacation he wants to take at $100 a membership. Guess what? That's 30 memberships. So nothing crazy, folks. Nothing crazy at all. But this is Omar's dream. It's not Mike's dream. It's not Bob Cohen's dream. It's Omar's dream. And that's what's just so important. That's, Darcy, you're the master of treasure hunting. It's just so important to find, the why of your brand new associate and stay there with that associate, because that's really what's going to, kind of drive them there for the first 14 days, like you say. And then if we get them paid, we get them promoted, boy, does that just help the confidence level and everything else. So good stuff here. And again, I think it all comes down to one presentation a day. I know I've been personally focusing on that, and it's just amazing how just that one simple mindset, one presentation a day, teach a team to do the same. Performance Club gets taken care of. I'm already done here for the month of August for Performance Club. I'm already working on September. And again, one presentation a day takes care of everything. So thank you so much for letting me share. And back to you.
You bet, Bob. Appreciate that. And I would challenge others. I would say I would work hard. I would work for more than one a day. And Bob, I understand completely what you're saying. And congratulations to you. Performance Club is already taken care of. But my encouraging word would also be, strike while the iron's hot. Never has Legal Shield, been in a position with this kind of momentum. There's no doubt we'll go to 4, 5, 6% market penetration. And, I honestly believe that, there won't be another opportunity to come along in our lifetime that's positioned like Legal Shield. So, what we do today can return not just 10, 15, 20, 30%, but can return exponentially 40, 50, 60% in 3 to 4 to 5 years because of our activity today. So, Bob, I don't disagree with anything you said. I would work to, encourage, a little bit more of an activity mindset, because people want, people need, people can afford what it is we've got, and the media is drawing our attention to the identity theft, the issues in the marketplace, and we've got the only answer. So, Cap Stewart, you've got your hand up, and we'll catch, I know Teresa's out there, Steve's out there. We've got, Brenda's got her question. So,
Mr. Hoffman, this is Brielle real quick. Before we go to Cap, can I say something just real fast?
Go ahead, Brielle, yeah.
I just want to take a second to honor Cap before we call on him. So Cap, many of you may not know this, Cap came from, I did an employee benefit presentation of the company that he works at, and he came to me a couple months later, job transition and stuff, and just said, hey, I really believe greatly in this service. Is there, you know, a career opportunity attached to this? And I said, yes, there sure is. Well, in Cap's just a couple months in the business, I pretty much asked him, I'm like, Cap, have you ever been told no? Like, has anybody ever turned you down? I feel like he has 100% yes to every company that he presents to. So I just wanted to say hats off to him and his hard work. And really what that speaks to is his credibility in the marketplace. The people that he does business with trust him, they believe in him, they respect him, and whenever he asks for someone's time, they give it to him. And so I just want to say awesome job, Cap, and so honored to work with you. So let's go out to you and hear your comments and your feedback.
Well, thank you very much, Bill. I really appreciate that. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Well, it really is the process and the product are it's so simple. So even times when I've just completely fumbled my presentation, and people say, well, sign me up before I'm even done, because you, like you guys say, you can't say the wrong thing to the right people. And so it really is just you guys have set us up for success, and so I'm just following what you guys are telling us to do, and it works. So it's a privilege and a pleasure to be involved. And really, I think just what stood out to me today is just step number 3 about asking for help in the R3 program. I've heard it before, but for some reason, I don't know, it clicked in a new way today, and I've definitely had issue with either forgetting to ask for referrals or just not really knowing how to do that. But it's really simple. It's really straightforward. And so I think just it clicked today, and it's really going to be able to help me to be more effective in doing that and just expand my business and continue to enjoy growing my business and serving others. So thank you for putting time into this presentation. It was great, and I think it's incredibly helpful and really going to benefit me in the days, weeks.
That's awesome. Hey, Cap, congratulations. Great to have you on the team. And Cap, you remind me of what the founder of IBM once said, a guy named Watson. He says, do the thing and you'll have the power. Just do the thing. And the thing you do a lot of times isn't always right. It isn't always even good, but because you're out there committed to activity, not only do you grow, not only do you become better, not only do you start moving yourself to the true power and purpose of what you were created for, because there's always improvement, even for any of us. When you're green, you're growing. When you're ripe, you start to rot. But it's your activity, it's your energy that people are like, geez, I want what you've got. And Cap made another comment, he doesn't always remember the referral side, and I'm not sure if he said, like, I don't sometimes understand the referral side, or the point being that in your back office, at your ShieldNation site, are some of the finest resources and tools from six-figure ring earners, millionaire club members that will help you with anything that you need. Max Pillay does a phenomenal job on how to get referrals. Darcy's teaching and training on referrals to the power of 3 are all in the back office. Now, sometimes if you can't find it, just reach out to Trish, reach out to any one of us, and we'll direct you into that resource, into that tool. John Drennan does a fabulous job on how you put the list together. All of these are money and time savers for you, while your team is getting access to the information to take their awareness, their knowledge, and their talent to a whole nother level. So right there it is. I think Darcy pulled it up. There's the referral script, all available. And so with that, Cap, we appreciate you. Congratulations to you. Let's first go back out to Phoenix to one of our Millionaire Club members and hear what comments or questions Miss Brenda Lafredo might have. Brenda?
You have the other half, Jerry, but thank you so much for having this webinar. This is really great. Hey, what I wanted to mention is the support system for all of this. You know, I have a brand new person who goes out and talks to somebody, and the first thing he says, well, what do you do? And you know, after stumbling a couple of times, you know, there's a fear that gets started, and having this resource, being able to go back and look at the what do you do responses takes the fear away and will help somebody go out and do more, and it gives them a better posture in the business. And once they get over that fear and they have a good posture, then the rest comes much more easily. But just getting them started right and being able to answer that question, I think, is so important to this whole process. So with that, back to you, John.
Thanks, Jerry. Appreciate your comments. And as you can see, that whenever these questions or things come up, Darcy goes right to the page for you. And when Jerry was highlighting what you do, there it all is. And you can have access to, you know, anything that will refine and advance what your position is or where you might be. And just remember, folks, your success is usually only one or two little things, you know, away from where you're going to be. So if you've got to, if you're not hitting the home run here or hitting the home run there, just know a couple little tweaks and you'll soon be knocking it out of the park. We'll go out to the Virginia market. Teresa Johnson, got your hand up, Executive Director in the Virginia market, one of our regional managers. Teresa, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Mr. and Mrs. Hoffman. Today, this webinar is just excellent, 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 and excellent again. Because, you know, coming out of Las Vegas, there was so much information, and, you know, sometimes a person can be so overwhelmed by, you know, what do I do next? What's the first step? You know, I'm excited, but they don't know how to harness, how to embrace all of that and channel it in the right direction so that they can get the most value out of it. This succinctly tells us to do step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and then now you can go back and duplicate that with your brand new associates as well. And so, excellent. And I like what Bob said, you know, talking about the gentleman's why. And, you know, before we can really move forward, we've got to know what that why is coming from that person. And so, you know, their why is going to propel them to do what they need to do to be successful with this business. And, you know, I always tell people in my basic training class that, you know, when you're looking at your why can't just be that I want to make more money. It's not really the money. It's what the money will allow you to do. So in this case, for this gentleman, him to take that vacation to London, and then putting the list together. The list is so crucial. I mean, I just flat out won't work with a person if they can't put together a list so that we have something to work from. And I've had people who said to me, well, you know, I don't really know a lot of people, or I've already gone through all my family and friends. And I tell them still, put the list together. Don't prejudge anybody. And then, you know, people have said, well, I only have about 10 names. Just recently, I sat with a new associate. They only had about 12 names on that list, but by the time we finished and I showed them how to drill through just those 12 names, we ended up with 60-some-odd names. And so, you know, sometimes a new associate can't know what they don't know, and that's why it's so important for us to constantly sharpen our act so that we stay relevant for them. And the last thing I want to say, so important that we focus on the activity. If we focus on the activity and not the results will automatically come because we're doing the activity. Thereby goes back to your quote, John. So, excellent webinar. I'm excited. Step 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's all my new associates need to know about right now. Step 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you're not in step 1, 2, 3, and 4, then you know you've added too much to the equation, and you're not ready for that. And even for us as veteran associates, it wouldn't hurt for us to go back to step 1, 2, 3, and 4, so that we can continue to build and increase our own business. It doesn't matter whether you're an executive director or a senior director or even a gold executive director. We always need to stay in phase 1. Back to you, sir.
Teresa, so many great comments. Really appreciate that. And I'll just say this. You know, I know none of us are thinking big enough. I yesterday had a chance to play in a golf outing where, you know, we were raising money for a thing called the Dream Center, and this is for families, you know, that are waiting for children of theirs that are cancer patients to, you know, basically be treated. And anyhow, it's just an environment to be able to take care of the families and the things that are happening in situations where, you know, there's brain operations, all kinds of other things associated with cancer. But here's what I want to share. Teresa, you're so spot on. It's not what the money does for us. It's the choices we get a chance to make with the money, you know, that we have a chance to be stewards over, really. And I realized yesterday I wasn't thinking big enough. A good friend of ours, Darcy and I, Doug Harris, he's an owner of some Papa John's, but he and including us and some of you who are partners with the ShieldNation organization, you know, a couple of years ago, we're able to raise money for a Tiva water project where we were able to send units over to Uganda and be able to provide fresh and clean water for, you know, the members and the societies and the culture over there that don't have access to it. Long story short, I just found out yesterday, you know, that there's 700,000 refugees in Uganda because of the civil unrest and the civil war in Sudan. 700,000 refugees. And Doug was telling me they just sent a container, $60,000 it cost to send the container over, that has about 1,000 water filters on it just for this refugee camp. And I said, Doug, I said, you know, gosh, I haven't been thinking big enough. I want to go back out to the organization. I want to see if we can do something like that. I said, how many more units do you think is needed? And he just looked at me with the biggest eyes in the world, and he goes, well, it'll be 1,000 times about 10, you know, because that's how badly needed clean water. They have water supplies, but children and people are dying because it's dirty water, it's bad water, and all of the disease that comes from it. And so, you know, Teresa, I couldn't agree with you more. You know, it's not about the ability to just go out and make money. It's the ability of what we can do, the choices that are ours because of the vehicles we choose, the timeliness of what the legal shields of the world offer for us to do special things. And so, anyhow, appreciate those comments, so spot on. And, you know, it sure does elevate the why for a lot of us in respect to what we do in life. So thank you, Teresa. Steve Hales, out to you.
Hey, Mr. Hoffman, thank you so much for having me. This webinar has been awesome. Can you guys hear me all right? Hello?
Steve, go. Yeah, hey, Steve.
Okay, good. I just wanted to share a story about list building. Yesterday, I was actually sitting with a brand new associate helping, and she had about 75 names, which is great. It's a great start. You got to get through 75 before you can get to 100. But, you know, in sitting with her, I found out her background was a Marine. So I started to ask her some questions like, who was your squad leader? Who was your roommates in basic training? Who was your drill sergeant? Just asked her specific questions, and it made her think of more people that she knew from that time period in her life. By the time we got done, she had, I think, another 75. So she was up to 175 people that she didn't even think of, you know, and she was just able to just keep writing. And it really reminded me of my first month in the business and making my list and just going through and putting down every single person, whether I was going to call them or not, whether I knew them or not. I knew if I wrote their name down, then it would help me think of other people. So, you know, the power of making that list is so important, and she's going to do so well because now she has that base of people to start to talk to and get really good at this presentation. So that's really all I wanted to share on that. I do have Mr. Worthy on the line with me if he has a comment. Marv, you there? Unmute your phone. Maybe he's not there.
There
he goes.
I just want to say fantastic webinar. I'm in the airport line. It's noisy, so I couldn't agree more with the list and the basics that Darcy went over. I'm experiencing some additional activity from members of my team because of keeping it simple. So I just want to say thank you and appreciate the opportunity. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Marv. Thanks, Steve. Darcy, I know you're ready to jump back in, but fantastic job, fabulous webinar, and, you know, again, just a constant reminder of foundational principles that can really yield and get tremendous results. Let's up the game. Let's carry momentum into August. Let's raise the bar, And Doris, appreciate your efforts, your time, and back to you.
Well, I just wanted to make a statement, the fact that I didn't talk about 3-in-1, and people are probably going, what's going on, 3-in-1. If you do this, if you teach this, now if I make a presentation a day, I am going to protect families, all right? So I might make Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and maybe I'll have 3 sales and 1 associate by Thursday. So the objective is to teach the habit. The habit is one presentation, not one tool sent out. If I send an email with a link, or if I send a text, hey, call me back if you're interested, that isn't a presentation. So I want to make sure we understand a presentation. A presentation is when someone has been given the respect and the honor and the time that you dedicated, because you care enough that they really completely understand about what our product does. And if at the end of that presentation, they truly understand the value of a service that can help their family, help their business, help their life, then you have made a presentation. Now, if you send them a link, that's great. Not saying not to do that, but they might not watch it for a month, okay? You don't know that they actually watched it. This concept here, one presentation for 14 days, I'm in control of my destiny because I'm sitting across from that person. I've driven to their office. I've met them at Starbucks. I am in control of the results. In my 14 days is about, yes, you can do all the other things, throw out that stuff and go, send that, the other links and whatever, those technology things, great, not a problem. But we want high tech with high touch. High tech alone, I have met some people, unfortunately, that have been coached to say, the way you get started is send out emails to everybody you know, which is not bad. Okay, that's not bad. That's okay, because the factor is, if you send out 200 emails, you might get somebody that watches it and might get somebody that says, wow, thank you, I love this, great. That's awesome. That means that's better than not sending out anything, right? The question, this 14-day program is about who you're seeing, who you're touching, who you care about, because you've made that investment in that family or that person to actually give them the respect and the honor and the time to say, this is so valuable that I care about you, that you need to know about this. So that's a presentation. You can add all the rest of the stuff on, not a problem. Add it on, but this assured increases your reality of success, because you are actually eyeball to eyeball with somebody. And yes, you're like, well, the other things, all the technology concepts are, I don't even have to leave my house. Well, that's great. So the girl that called me that is taught this by somebody, I said, so that's great. Why are you calling me for help? Well, it's not working. I said, so it's not working. So you were told to do this technology thing and send everything out and all these people, and how many did you send out? And she says 200. And I said, so the people you sent 200 emails to, did you even get a reply? She's like, well, I got 1 reply. Okay, so she basically made 1 presentation. So the reality is she thinks she's busy because she sent out 200 emails, and that's what she's been coached on. And she got 1 person to call her back out of 200, which is great. Okay, that's 1. You got 1. Yay. So she made, basically in her 14 days, made 1 presentation. Understand? So now the 3-in-1 is going to happen. Like, it's going to happen. So I always shoot for the 700. I shoot for the 14 days, 1 a day. They may make 3-in-1 in their first 3 days. That couldn't happen in their first 2 days, okay? But we want to have a pattern. We want to have a system where we're shooting for the 1 a day for 14 days, no matter what, no matter what, no matter what. Even if you get your 3-in-1, and don't stop. Do the 14 days, because that's your story. That's your story, that you did 14 days straight. Anybody can do 1 a day for 14 days. Anybody. And that is the concrete rock foundation that you're building on. So if in the 14 days they can say, I'd rather them say, I had 7 sales and 3 people got started in the business with me, than to say, I did a presentation for 3 days and I got my 3-in-1. And then I stopped doing presentations. I stopped because the system is get 3 in 1, you know, and I'm like, okay, what are we really doing and how do we really get paid? We get paid when a family is protected, a small business is protected, an employee is protected. We get paid when people become members of our legal or ID theft service. We don't get paid, well actually we do now with the new recruiting and the bonuses for Fast Start qualifying, but we are, ShieldNation is into building the right behaviors in the foundation of your success. And if you build the right behaviors on the foundation, you can add on all of the other stuff. We call it all-out massive action. When a company starts their business launch, they'll put, you know, radio ads, TV ads, billboards, newspaper ads, Valpak coupons. They do a lot of things, okay? And they are watching which one of those things works the best. Well, the absolutely #1 thing across the board, success-wise, to assure you will accomplish your success, we have found from all of our leaders across the board, no matter what their objectives are, is one-on-one. When you meet with one person and you share that consumer folder, you share that incredible product from your heart with testimonials for 15 minutes, that is the top #1 assurity of success of all things. Now, you can add all the rest of the stuff on. That's called all-out massive action. John and I did that. We talked to everybody within 3 feet. We talked to everybody we care about, and we also did a bunch of things that kind of threw it out to the cold market and, you know, saw what would happen. But we didn't just do that part. We didn't just do the throw it out and see what happens thing. We were going to the people, we were meeting with the people, and together all of those things ignite explosive activity. So I just want to make sure you understand. Yes, I believe in the 3 in the 1. That would be great. I would rather, though, you teach the 14-day program and have stories like, in 14 days I saw, maybe they saw 14 people. Maybe they did the minimum. Maybe they saw, like our mentor, in 2 weeks he saw 40 people. 40 people, 32 people bought the product, 6 people got started in the business. That's a better story. So let's say you saw 40 people and 32 people said yes to the service and you made over $3,000 in your first 2 weeks. 6 people got started. They did the 14-day program. They went out to the marketplace. Then their stories are going to be, so now the competition is how many people can you see in 14 days? It's going to be that kind of thing. And if we start sharing those stories, in my first 14 days, I saw 23. You know, my first 14 days, I saw 14, just like the program. I committed to the 14, and this is what happened. And everybody's having these stories. Then we locked in the core into our DNA, think of it that way, into our business structure, strategy DNA, the rock solid habit formation, because when we get out of our 14 days and we're Fast Start qualified, we have that story. We teach that to all the people that we get started. They do what we do. They do it, then they teach to the people they get started. Everybody does that 14-day lock and load, get her done, you know, do whatever it takes in 14 days, as many as you can, minimum 1 though, minimum 1, but you can go way higher than that. Then the 3 in 1 is going to happen as a side effect. We don't even have to worry about that. So I just want to make sure I am aware of the 3 in 1, but why limit it to that? That is so silly. So let's go for the bigger bigger business mindset of establishing a work habit, a pattern of thinking, because when we go roll over past month 1, what is our whole ShieldNation thing? 1 a day, 1 a day, 1 a day. So I was like talking to Bob Cohen, and I'm like, okay, let's do the same thing we teach anyhow, only let's teach it for 7 days, because ours is 1 a day, you know, Monday through Friday, or 5 on the weekends, kind of. We want 1 presentation a day, always, for the rest of, you know, for their first 5 years, really, to establish that core foundational new people, new presentations, because some people get into the management mode, and then they wonder why their checks go down and their team dissolves. You always have to be going out there to new people, to that new presentation, possibilities erupt if you keep that consistency. And that's the other reason for the 14 days, 1 a day, is we're developing them to do it on a daily basis, a consistency, rather than let me do, you know, 10 presentations on Monday and then not talk to anybody for a week. That person's going to fade away, because that motivation foundation, that consistency, that habit development and formation, that we build leaders. We coach and develop leaders. We create satisfied customers, and that in turn will build a lifestyle of freedom. That's ShieldNation. These are the core principles. This is what we believe in. This is what really produces a high performance team. So that's where I want to make sure you know I do understand the 3-in-1, but we can go. We're kind of on. We have a different foundational principle about how we build our solid leadership organization. So, okay, John, that's what I wanted to add. You want to close it then?
Yeah, just sometimes people, their ears to hear are one, or sometimes they hear the words and understand the meaning. And understand, folks, what Darcy said is look, Darcy and I are interested in building the largest distribution network in the world. We're recruiters, okay? And what Darcy's simply saying is, why not expose the world to the membership, make sure they know about the opportunity, watch what surfaces, and build, build, build. So just understand, I want to make sure you guys are clear, we're looking at building a Platinum 4, 5, 6, and 7 legs. So we're out there seeing the people telling the story, and we're just doing it on the foundation she talked about. So fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. We wish you guys all the best, and have an amazing weekend, and let's continue to go out, protect those families with the greatest opportunity in North America. We appreciate all of you. Everybody be blessed. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Okay? Bye-bye for now.